You're correct.
Okay.
Yeah. The attorney, of course, will get a copy because they're not going to send him
Fair.
the original. So that's one of the things he's going to ask for, and I forget the number. I think it's 47 different items that the attorney could ask for, including something I've been in this industry for 20 years, and I just heard this term a couple months ago. It's known as an allonge. And I was just like, what in the heck is an allonge? Well, apparently it's one of the documents that has to be in the file. Well, the whole purpose of this here is to essentially catch the bank, the lender, having messed up your loan somewhere along the way. Because if that is true, that they violated some federal law, either in the past when they gave you the loan or in violation of the law now, you can then take them to court and you can sue them and you can have your loan rescinded, which basically means it comes off your credit report, this loan never happened. Well, here, go ahead, Michael.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, as good as that sounds, that may not necessarily be the best thing for the people. But I want to back up just a little tiny bit. You mentioned the allonge. There's more to the allonge than it sounds like. They need to have the original allonge. More importantly, the person that signed the allonge has to have been authorized by the licensed entity to sign that allonge. And I know for a fact that several people in this town, in this industry, were signing allonges because they needed it signed before the loans could fund, and they were not qualified to sign. So it's, but let's go back to, you're talking about this discovery process when we find that the lender has to rescind.
Well, and I'll admit, after being in the real estate mortgage industry for 20 years, I would have to say that almost 100% of the loans ever originated, if you looked at them hard enough, you could find something
sure.
wrong,
Oh,
that there
absolutely.
could be a reason why you could rescind this loan. So, but let's say you go to that point and you push it and you get the bank to rescind your loan. Here's the problem. So you're great. The loan is gone. It's no longer on your credit report. Well, let's say you had a $200,000 loan and you took it out 2 years ago. In that time period, you would have paid about, let's say, $35,000 in interest. So you get a credit for that $35,000. Let's say you had some attorney's fees. Let's say 10 grand. I don't think it'd be that much, but we're throwing out numbers.
Fair.
And you had $5,000 in closing costs when you bought the house. So that total is $50,000. You get a credit for $50,000 off of the $200,000 loan, which means you still owe $150,000 on the house.
So you have to pay back the difference.
That's the punchline. You have to pay back to the bank the $150,000. So it's nice that we threaten that, but frankly, in this marketplace today, where are you going to get the 150 grand from? I think
Right.
it would be very difficult to go to a mortgage broker right now or a lender of any type and say, can I get $150,000 on my house because I just got my loan rescinded?
Well, if you've been, more than likely, you're several months behind on your payment, and the answer is no.
Right, and well, even though they can't show that because the loan was rescinded, the mortgage broker is still going to say, okay, well, we need a mortgage payment history. Well, I've been in this house for 2 years, the loan got rescinded, well, we need a pay history, well, I can't produce it. In this marketplace today, you're not going to get that loan. And so the attorneys know this, and that's why at that point, once they get the lender's attention, they say to the lender, hey, we don't want to rescind the loan really. We don't want to incur a bunch of attorney's fees, but we will if we need to, if you don't play with us. So what we want to do is we want to work together to get the best loan modification possible for our clients so that we can keep them in this home, keep their family intact.
Folks, that may have been a lot of information, being New Year's Eve and all. Dan Havey is a wealth of knowledge. Joking around earlier with Robert and Sinclair here at the station about Dan and his vast knowledge. Anyway, so if that was too overwhelming for you, the reality of it is we know what we're doing. We're working with a national network of attorneys that care about you and you first. So for more information, you can go to the website or you can call 1-888 1-888-MOD-INFO. That's 1-888-MOD-INFO. Or Dan, why don't you give the website one more time?
Well, we have two websites you can go to for more information on that. You can go to modificationhotline.com. That'll give you a lot of information specifically on loan modifications. You can also go to mortgageanswerman.com, where there's going to be information on everything, including one thing I'll say real quickly before we're done here. I have what's known there as a decision matrix. The decision matrix will walk you through step by step by step every single bit of the process regarding what you should do with your property. Should you do a short sale? Should you do a loan modification? Should you just let the bank foreclose? If so, is a bankruptcy an okay idea for you or not? And the tax consequences, on and on. All that is on the website at mortgageanswerman.com.
Dan, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. New Year's Eve, we joked around over the last hour talking about how glad we are that 2008's over, but I can't thank you enough for being my friend. If it wasn't for you, I may not be in the mortgage business 14 years ago. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for taking the time, and I hope you all have a safe and fun evening.